Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Just a second, I just need to make sure this live stream is working and that we are good to go. Yeah, just give me a minute guys, I need to get this all figured out because I haven't live streamed in a while and it's, getting used to this new setup is kind of, interesting for me, so just hang around and we will be right back with the show in a second. So yeah, just give me a minute guys. Just need to verify that I am indeed live and get these links shared with people. So yeah. Alrighty. Looks like we are live. So, just waiting for people to join here. If you are live with us, if you are live, then you can go ahead and leave a like. You can go ahead and say hi in the comments. Yeah. So, what I wanted to talk about today is basically, it's easy for us to kind of look at the outside world and look at what's going on around us, look at what's going on in society and be totally freaked out by that and worry about our future, worry about the state of the world and the way it's heading and things like that. So it's really we can really get distracted by that. We can really get distracted and overcome by the things that are happening around us, our external circumstances and things like that. And so I just want to kind of talk about that, and it can be exhausting and it can be really scary, frightening, all those things. So but I just want to talk about it. And a lot of people will prepare, like they'll stockpile food, they'll have like gallons and gallons of water in their house to make sure that they're safe, all in an attempt to make sure that they're safe, right? So it's on one hand, I get it. I get that you feel like totally helpless and totally powerless over what's going on in society and the way the economy is going and the way that politics are going and things like that. There's a lot to be upset about, and I totally get, the people that I often complain about being victims and chastised for being victims. I don't like I totally get where you're coming from. I get the feeling of being a limited human, being powerless over others, being powerless over what's going on in the world, the government, what the government does, things like that. I totally understand being totally, feeling totally powerless and disempowered. So I totally get that. And that's one of the challenges that we have as humans in this life is how do we have control over our lives, and how do we feel empowered within ourselves? Because that's what we really want, right? that's what we want in our lives, is to feel empowered, to feel good about ourselves, to feel powerful, to feel fulfilled and needed and wanted and loved and all those things. We need that, right? We want that. So, and then when we see things going haywire in the economy, in the gas prices, in a president that can't make sense of his words, and just kind of has dementia and doesn't know what the hell he's doing most of the time. And then the president before that, which was like an egomaniac, and things like that. So, we all have our our biases in life, and I probably pissed off both sides of the political spectrum just in that one, little paragraph. But it's, so I guess what I wanted to say was, there's this feeling of powerlessness and like you can't do anything because and it's an excuse. You can't make your life better because of what Joe Biden's doing. You can't make your life better because of what the deep state is doing, what the New World Order is doing, what there's always somebody out there that's that's doing something that's not in your best interest. Let's just face it, that there's always something going on. There's always someone or a group of people doing something that is not in your best interest. Whether that be our own government, or whether that be other countries, other nations, maybe terrorist groups, terrorist organizations, things like that. So there's always kind of someone acting that's acting in not our best interest, and so we blame the problems that are going on in the world on them. That's easy. It's easy to blame things not going right in our lives on other people. That's the easy path. Anybody can do that. Well, I'm not successful because my mom did this to me. I'm not successful because the government is making it hard. I'm not successful because college is too expensive. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, we have an opportunity to make the best of our lives. And, I sat in the mindset of, my life is never going to be better. It's never going to get good. I'm never going to have what I want in life. I'm never going to get what I really want in life and accomplish what I want to accomplish in life. And that was my mindset for a lot of years. Most of my life was spent in that mindset. And you know where it got me? It got me poorer. It got me sicker. It got me more depressed, more unhappy, more unhealthy. And it just builds up like that. So it really takes you in a downward spiral. So, there's always excuses about why we don't have, what we want in life, and who's doing what to us and whatever. But, you see, we're really looking at the screen. This is what I wanted to tell you. We're looking at the projection of, the what do they call it? the mass consciousness, so like the collective consciousness. That's what they would call it in New Agey circles. So what we're really doing is it's like we're sitting in a movie theater, all of us collectively, and we're watching the state of the world like it's being projected onto a theater screen. And then we are watching that as and we're like watching it like an audience, like we can't do anything about it, like it's just happening in the world and there's no changing it. There's, we are these, we are these limited humans and there's nothing that we could do about it and things like that. And yeah, so let me just let my dog out and we will be right back. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so what was I talking about? So so we're watching the state of the world like we are basically a member of the audience. Like we have nothing to do with what's being shown to us and no influence on the outcome of the events in society as a whole. Well, there's so the idea is that we're watching this like an audience watching a film being projected onto a screen, and we have no control over the projector. We have no control over how the film goes. It's like things are on rails. This is how it seems to most people. Like things are just happening in the world and we have no control over them. Well, that is true in a sense. Like, there's only certain things that you have control over. You have control over what you do with your day. You have control over how you talk to people. You have control over, what you do, what you say, your actions, things like that. And then there's, the things that we don't have control over. So from a limited human perspective, we don't have control over the government. We don't have control over what the president does or doesn't do. We have no control over the economy. We have no control over what happens like in the world, like say, an earthquake, a terrorist attack. We have no control over that. There's a lot that we don't have control over in life. There's a lot that is totally out of our control. And so we look at those things and we go, wow, that's totally out of my control and that's really scary and that affects the economy. And what if I can't afford to feed my family? What if I can't afford to, pay for baby formula? What if I, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of, anxiety and fear and like almost like hopelessness and feeling small and feeling vulnerable, vulnerable to what's going on in the world and things like that. And so we're sitting in the audience and we are watching the screen going, holy crap, all this stuff that's happening in the world is super scary. I have no control over it. And so, but you actually do. But your typical human is going to think, well, I have no control over it, so I need to prepare, I need to stockpile of food, I need to make sure that my family is taken care of, I need to blah blah blah, all this stuff. So there's a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety and things like that. And it seems totally out of our control, right? However, the thing is that it is within our control. Everything is within our control. And well, I should say that my life is within my control. Your life is within your control. And so when we're operating, so just like, if we have the idea of looking at things from like you're sitting in the audience looking at a projector and all this scary stuff is happening in the world, we get scared, right? That's a natural reaction, that's a natural feeling. But if you realize that that you're actually controlling the projection, you're actually so your unconscious is being projected onto that screen. So the world is a projection. So basically what that means is that when we're unconscious of things, they'll get projected out onto the world for them to be brought up and for us to recognize them and process them and make them conscious. So the problem is that most people are very unconscious. They don't have a spiritual practice. They don't have, things that they do to make themselves more conscious. And the thing about the unconscious mind is that's just it. We are unconscious of it. That means we are not aware of it. And so it's hard to be aware of something that you're not aware of. And so this is why things keep coming up in society, for them to be processed and healed. So, the other thing is that you control your reality. As I said in the title, your reality is your projection. So, by becoming more conscious, by consciously consciously taking action to make your reality better, it will have an effect on physical reality. It will, by making a conscious effort to make your life better, you'll make everybody else's life better. So we have the collective consciousness is being projected onto the screen, but your version of that, as seen through your eyes, could look a lot better than what's being projected to the whole of humanity. So, the whole of humanity sees all these scary things and whatever, but the economy, the gas prices, the, Joe Biden sleeping on the job, things like that. So, we see that and we go, holy crap, that's scary. But then in my world, I don't pay attention to the news. I do not pay attention to anything that's going on outside of my life, outside of my immediate environment. And so that that basically de-stresses my life a lot. So number one tip I would say, if you are constantly in a fear and anxiety state, turn off the news. And try actually turning off social media too. Try turning off Facebook. Try turning off Twitter. Not only the news on TV, but the news on YouTube, the news through Twitter, the news through Facebook, whatever. Because those things tend to put us in a fear and anxiety state. And they tend to, what they're actually doing is they're really distracting us from our own lives. They're making us afraid of things that don't really affect us, like, personally. So, I mean, unless it's like actually going on in your life, then that's a different story. But, so basically, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that when you take the action to make your life better, when you consciously take the action to live from your soul, from your soul desire, as I would put it, as my teacher puts it as well, then you basically, it's like a hack. It's like a bypass to the Matrix. It's like, things might be going on in the world, things might be going crazy in the world, but your soul, when you live from your soul will guide you to the right path. Your soul will open up a path for you and make it easy for you. So, that's kind of what, that's kind of my philosophy, is live from your soul, and your soul will, when you're actually making a conscious effort to follow your soul, follow the highest path of your soul, follow what we call Dharma. In Vedic astrology, if you purchase a Vedic astrology reading from me, I'll tell you what your Dharma Devata is. That's basically the deity or the planet that wants to help you to achieve your Dharma. And the Dharma is basically the highest path of your soul. So, I see we have someone in the chat here. Let me see. I'm blind, so I'll have to lean in and check out who that is. Oh, Happiness. Hi, Happiness. That's a beautiful name. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope your day is going well. So yeah, you can also post any questions that you have for me in the chat, anything like that. But basically a lot of people are very confused and very frightened about what's going on in the world and things like that. And when I tell people, you have control over your life, you don't have control over anybody else's life, anything that's going on in the world. Just focus on making your life better and following your path and following, what makes you happy and things like that. And so when you do that, then you'll start to see things change in your life. You'll start, getting, feeling happier. You'll start feeling healthier and more prosperous, and things like that. So yeah. So that's basically what happens when you follow your soul. You will begin to start seeing the effects of, being happier, being healthier, things like that. So, so it's really easy for us to get freaked out, get overwhelmed, get bombarded by, you know, what's going on in the world through the news and things like that. But if we really turn that off, if we turn all the news off and we focus on making our lives better and following our soul, then everything comes into alignment. That's the secret cheat code for life, is do what makes you happy. Follow your soul desire. And if you want to know what that is for you, then I have a career coaching session, basically, consultation. So you can see all my products and services and links right here. And so when you find out what makes you happy and do what makes you happy, then everything comes into alignment. So it's all about, you know, figuring out that for yourself, finding out what makes you happy and things like that. So for me, it's doing Qigong. I do life coaching. I do astrology readings, things like that. And so yeah, it's you know, life is super simple for me. It's not a whole lot going on, not very complicated. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. And I just do what I love. I just do the things that make me happy and things like that. You know, going to the gym occasionally. I'm actually going to the gym more and more now. But yeah, just recording these videos for you guys and things like that. So really, there's a lot to be scared about in the world. But when you're living from your soul, when you are, you know, following what makes you happy, when you're trying to actively improve your life, then things become a lot easier, a lot simpler, a lot more relaxed. Because instead of trying to, you know, worry about what's going on in the economy or prepare for, you know, the next civil war or whatever, World War III, or the crash in the economy and whatever, instead of trying to prepare for those things, we can actually relax, because, you know, the rule is that the universe has no choice but to take care of us when we are following our soul, when we are living from our soul. And so a lot of people run around trying to pay their bills, trying to make money, to live, to, you know, whatever. And it's just silly, because when you follow your soul, when you live from your soul, the universe will take care of you and will provide for you. So that's a law of the universe. When you go after what makes you happy, the universe has no choice but to provide for you. And so we can get really worried and really upset about what's going on in the economy and what's going on, you know, outside of us, what's going on with gas prices. But when we're actually living from our soul, things become a lot simpler, and, you know, the universe provides for us, and our lives become better. So yeah, guys, I guess that's about it for me. I guess that's kind of all I really wanted to say or share today. And, you know, I just really wanted to say that I resonate with people who are feeling very afraid and very scared about the state of the world and about life right now and things like that. I resonate with you, and I feel what you're feeling. And you know, it's one of those things where we can, you know, we see what's going on in the world, but we don't have to engage with it on that level. We don't have to make it a you know, we don't have to be like super worried about that. You know, the rule is that if we're following our calling, if we are following our purpose in life, our path and purpose, then the rule is that the universe has no choice but to take care of us. And the universe will reward us when we go after what makes us happy and things like that. So, yeah. So, I guess that's all I had to say for today. If you would like to learn about, you know, how you can live from your soul and follow your highest purpose in life, then you can go to linktree/Gabo the Shaman. It's right up here. Linktree/Gabo the Shaman. And then you'll click on the career consultation, or the career coaching, basically, consultation or page. That'll take you to my career coaching services, where you can find the highest path of your soul. And I will basically ask you a few questions and kind of lead you on a guided meditation to discover what your highest path is. And so, you know, instead of being like aimless and wandering around life kind of aimlessly, you can have, you know, you can discover your path and your purpose today, and really know what that is and go after that. Because once we know what we're supposed to do, it becomes a lot easier to actually go out and do that, and to you know, to live from our soul and to actively engage in that. So the other services that I offer are basically astrology readings. So I do Vedic astrology, and if you'd like to find out about that, you can go to vincent.thunderwizard.com. That is the link is right down below, vincent.thunderwizard.com. And you can also go here to linktree/Gabo the Shaman, right there, and that will take you to my Vedic astrology services as well. Another thing that I offer is called the distance energy healing. Now, for that, I do Qigong. So the Qigong that you see me doing here, I do that in combination with shamanic practices and Reiki energy healing, distance energy healing. And yeah, it's a very powerful practice that I use. And then we have the career coaching and the life coaching. That's kind of what I explained about finding your path and purpose. And then the life coaching is kind of ongoing coaching. So, you know, so once you figure out what your path and purpose is in this life, then you can actually take action and you know, have me. One of the things that I do as a life coach is kind of guide you step by step in goal setting and going towards what you want to do in life. So yeah, it's great to have somebody cheer you on and somebody to you know, help you figure things out from a outsider's perspective and point of view. Someone who is objective and can lead you, you know, things like that. So then we have the shamanic ritual magic courses, and those are basically designed to go into your subconscious mind, or your unconscious mind, and basically go into all the 9 levels of your psyche and really go in there and destroy all your psychological blocks and all the things that are, preventing you from having your success and things like that, because a lot of times we block ourselves from our own success. So this will help you to release all those unconscious blocks. And then we have the emotional awareness course that basically is a course designed to help you cope with your unconscious, or cope with your like unbearable emotions and things like that. It's really powerful to it teaches you how to love yourself through your emotions and things like that. So yeah, as well as provide you like tools to do like basically a daily reflection on what you're feeling and things like that. It can be helpful to use when we are, having a difficult time, and when we are, not able to identify our feelings and things like that. So, yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say for now. Yeah, I guess that's all. Remember guys, like, reality is your projection, so you have control over it. You are not a victim. You can choose to make your life better and, do what makes you happy, and, regardless of what's going on outside of you. Regardless of what's going on in the world, you can, follow your own highest path and become, make your life the best that it can be. So anyway, guys, yeah, I guess that's about it. So if you want any of my products, services, courses, anything that I have to offer, they're all listed over here. If you want to know any of those things, you can go to linktree/Gebo the Shaman. It's right there. And yeah, we will talk to you next time. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and we will talk to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.